Howdy folks, and welcome to Mower Mike's Garage. What you're looking at here is the Mechmaxx DCH7. This is the largest, most expensive chipper you can get on Amazon. You're like, why the hell did you buy that? I don't know. I sure as hell didn't need it for my little yard, but damn it, I wanted the chipper. And I did a lot of research. I really wanted the Vermeer or a Bandit. But man, those things, even used, they're going for 15, 20,000. A new one's 30 to 40,000. I just ain't got that type of money. And the Mechmaxx, this one runs 8 to 9,000 depending on the engine you got. And I was like, screw it, let's buy it. So I went ahead and bought it. And I've got a whole separate video on assembling it, initial start and all that. So what we're gonna do today, we're going to go through the safety precautions, the settings, the starting procedure, and then we're gonna chip some wood and see how the little red Mechmaxx does in real life. So first of all, we're gonna go through how this thing is set up. It is a fully trailable setup. You've got full-size trailer wheels, you've got a hitch, you've got LED lights, and this thing does trailer amazing because it weighs about 2,000 pounds, and it's got a little leaf spring setup, like kind of a shock, but not really a shock. It's got a Honda engine up front. What I ordered it with the GX690, which is one sweet running motor. The stock one comes with some Chinese brand. I don't know how that does, but hey, whatever. Now with the Honda, the one thing is kind of odd. The exhaust is underneath the frame. So that is a safety worry. If you're chipping in some high grass, be careful because I don't want you to blow up your new Mechmaxx. But it is a clean look. And going around here, well, how it works is that it's running 3 belts into a gigantic big old disc thing with blades on it. And this probably weighs about 1,000 pounds. So when it starts up, it's almost like a turbine engine on a jet. I mean, this thing gets going. And then how it works is that you've got 2 hydraulic pumps. So you've got a feed pump in a big old hydraulic tank, which you control right here. So the feed feeds rollers, and it's got these rollers, come around here. So you've got some big old rollers that come into the chute. So when you shove your branches down the chute, it grabs it in those rollers and then it pulls it into the giant disc that then chips up your branches. And the rollers are actually floating rollers. So they're clamped down with springs and it creates the force on the branch to control it and pull it in at a steady rate into the chipper because you don't want to just be shoving things in there. I'll show you what happens if you do that. And then you've got your chute. Now the chute is super cool. It's highly adjustable. It's got 2 adjustment knobs. What you do is you loosen up this clamp and unscrew this, and then you can move it any direction you want. Also, it's got an adjustment here that you can go up, down, get the angle on the chips. So with that, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start this thing up. But before we start it up, we gotta go through some safety procedures. Chippers will kill you. They'll rip off arms, legs, whatever gets close, so we've got to be careful. So I suggest really tight-fitting clothing, and you see here I'm rocking my skinny jeans, so there's nothing loose, and the butt looks good. I got my boots on, got my bright red t-shirt on, my bright red shirt, so in case I do get chipped, you can identify something bad is going on. I got my red hat. Also, you always want to do hearing earmuffs, because this thing does get loud, and of course, you want your safety goggles. So with that, let's go through the operations. First of all, come around here, my director lady. First of all is you want to fuel it up because this thing does suck some gas. It's got a gas tank here, which is kind of an awkward spot, but you've got to get in here and do a funnel or something like that and fill it up. And this is hydraulic fluid. We go through all that in the other video. And your first step is make sure it's got a shutoff, an electrical shutoff. So this is a main shutoff that you want it off while it's off. So that's down. Pull that lever up, make sure it is on, and then it's pretty simple. We just go ahead and start it up. So on the chute, make sure everything is clear. Let's look at the chute again real quick. The chute is pretty cool because you can, when you're trailering it, you can have it up and it's got a couple of locks. When you're not trailering it, it comes down. So we're gonna go through the operations of the rollers and everything, but let's get her started up first. All right, so to start it up, I'm really working my director. She's getting a little pissed off. You've got a keyed ignition, you've got a battery on this thing. Choke it, full power, and just crank it, baby. look at that. You're gonna let it slowly warm up. You hear that starting to get up to speed. Now your rollers are operated by this. This will speed up and slow down the rollers. It's a hydraulic control. So when you look in here, those are your rollers. So we'll start chipping and see how she does. Yep. Yep. Uh-oh. First thing, you want it in the middle. Push this down. It's going to spit it out. So that way it sucks it in. Look at her eat. I mean, that is just awesome. We're going to start with some little stuff and build up, all right? Uh-oh. Got some bigger branches here. Now if it gets stuck like this, what you do, pull it out, it reverses the roller. See right there, it's going this way. Then we push it back in. Let's find something a little bigger to eat. Watch out, honey. Here we go. All right, next we're going to try a bigger branch and see how it does. How about a bigger branch? How about a bigger branch? All right, we're slowing her down. Now a couple of, whoa. All right, really, my buddy said when you start this Chinese chipper up, it's gonna blow up in a cloud of bolts, but actually it does pretty good. Now, one thing real quick on safety-wise over here, this is a safety bar. So if you get in trouble, you can always bump that, and what it does, it reverses the rollers and it pushes it out. Or you can pull it all the way out and stops it. So to suck it in, it's right there in the middle. And then over here on this control valve, this here, come back around. Really hard to find. We're trying to do this whole video in one shot, which is pretty wild. What this does, this controls the speed of your intake rollers, which that is not actually on the Vermeer. The Vermeer has an auto feed, which is pretty awesome. But this thing, when you put it to 10, it'll really suck it in there wild. Okay, let's take a break from all this chipping excitement. I want to show you the types of chips this Mechmaxx is making and the size of the chips. Folks, it is absolutely perfect for mulch. I mean, look at that, real small chips just shooting out of this thing. And what's cool about the Mechmaxx is that it is what we call a disc chipper. So that disc is moving really, really quick, giving you this thick, nice mulch, and the key is that it's a real small cut right there, so it's going to work really good. Now, last year out here, I had a Vermeer BC 900 XL, which was a beast of a chipper. But look at the chipping it did. Now, this was a drum chipper, and you see the pieces are much bigger. Like, it was just chunking out, making big sticks into little sticks. So for me, a disc chipper like this one, I think it's going to be a lot better. You see, this is over a year old, and it's still not decomposing, where when we have the smaller stuff coming out of this Mechmaxx, it's going to be great in anywhere you go. So that's a double win, folks. So let's get back to chipping. All right, folks, before we go to the shot of Dr. Bob shoving a way too big log down the chipper, I want to go through a more official test, because I've been using this bad boy all day long, and I'm getting used to it. I'm getting in the groove, and it is just really, really impressing me. So what we've got some various branches, larger, all the way to the max. So we're going to feed them in here and see if I can get them to eat the max size branch that this thing will take. All right, come on, there she goes. Now these branches here are plum tree, real dry. See down there? Look at that, sometimes. Uh-oh, we're spinning. See how it kind of grinds, it gets stuck around that roller. All right, let's try again. Trying. All right, folks, what you're seeing there is the limitation of the chute. You've got to trim these back to get it to fit. Okay, folks, right there you saw the main limitation of this chipper, because the chute is fairly small, and I think the diameter is only like 8 inches or 7 inches there of the actual roller, so you've got to really trim down your branches. What we're going to do next, we're going to go some much larger branches here. And I've actually measured them out here with my caliper. So right here we got one that's about 5. This one here is about 5.5. And this guy here I measured. This is a straight 7-inch branch. So we're going to test out if it's going to work on a 7-incher. So I have my doubts, but we'll try it out and see what happens. All right, get her warmed up there. All right, 4 inchers, let's see what he does. We're gonna slow it down a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Just easy, baby. 5-incher. Well, we're still running. There we go, we're getting that back up to speed. All right, let's get a branch and stick that thing in there. I think we may hit the max of 5-inch, but we're going 7. Is it gonna take 7, Meredith? No. Ugh. All right. Give her hell. I'm gonna start with the small side. Let her eat. See, it starts clogging up when you get a big one in there. We gotta clear out a little bit. Shove it in there. folks, I think we found our limit. Honestly, I think the max for this machine is about 5 to 6 inches. 7 inches is a lot, but as you see, if you work this bar in and out and make sure it just keeps feeding it, it'll take a lot of wood, but I really doubt 7 inches. So with that, I'm out of here. Let's go ahead and watch a special clip of Dr. Bob trying to shove a branch that's way too big into this thing also. But all in all, this thing works pretty damn good. I've been using it all day. For anything up to like 4 or 5 inches, I'm total fan of it for around the house. I'll put all the links down below to the different various chippers they've got. This one specifically, you can buy them straight on Amazon to your house. And also, I'll put a link to my assembly video down below. But I tell you what, besides three-wheelers, chippers are the #2 coolest machine you can use. These things are way too much fun. So with that, Mower Mike's out.
Is it gonna fit? Give it a shot, Bob.